This zine from Berlin tackles conspiracies. Real interesting stuff. Let's take a look. And hello, everyone. It's FANzine Live. It's Tom, and this is the World Zines episode of FANzine Live. And today we are off to Berlin, Germany, to Renate Comics, and I believe that's how you say it, Renate instead of Renate. And they have at this bookstore, well, it's a co-op, really, with a public zine library and all sorts of other stuff involved. But they do regular anthology, and this is the 23rd one. This one says Renate 23 is an inside job. Notice that it's in English, which is nice. And so some of us are going to be able to understand some of what's in here. Because being in Berlin, Germany, obviously there's a lot in German. Love the construction on this book. It's smaller than a normal mini comic. It's squared off. It is soft cover, perfect bound, glue bound. And it is, 112, 114, 116 pages. Really nifty. And I love this format. I am, between this and Koosh and a couple other things I've seen of late, I'm really liking the small sizes, and probably going to try to use something like that going forward. They start with doing some code, and I didn't bother trying to figure this one out because I'm presuming it's all in German anyway, and I am not going to try to translate code to German and then German to English because I'll probably get it wrong somewhere. You can see we've got lots of things in here. One thing I do want to say about this is it's an inside job. This is about conspiracy theories. And in a recent video that I did, I want to say it was maybe my New Year's video. No, it was the Christmas video. I suggested that people get out of their comfort zone, that they try reading stuff that's new, that they take a look at something that they've never seen, and who knows, maybe they'll like it. This is a really good example of the cultural differences between Europe / Germany or Central Europe and the United States. The stuff they talk about, at least that I can understand, is often a little edgier than what we see in our zines. They also have some cultural, what's the right thing to say, touchstones in here that I'm not sure we would use in America. And so I'm saying that because I'm not necessarily endorsing, but when you go to a foreign country, you kind of just have to take it as it is. You're a guest in their land, and I bought books and zines from their land. And so I have to take my American hat off and just simply put my world citizen one on and say, okay, show me what you're about, Berliners. And so we start. Now, this one's in German, so I don't know as much about it, but these are all about different conspiracies. And you can see we've got some individual who writes, and then somebody found the book, I guess, that he was writing in. Now we're doing, and this is another fun part about it all, you can see that we are talking about 1521. The cultural view of Germany and of Central Europe is that if it's not probably 300-400 years old, it's really not all that old. And so that really makes a difference in a worldview. So we're looking, 1500s, not long after Columbus sailed the ocean blue in 1492. So anyway, the individual kicks over the table, and then apparently I'm seeing a blood splatter. The table looks like a museum type thing, and that's the end. This one, the cartooning is a little different. I did like the cartooning on this. Very simple ink work. Looks like a single pen. Actually, the artwork almost reminds me of some of Chuck Bunker's work with Geriatric Man and Pie Man and the like. Okay, next we have this one. It's a one-pager. Again, I wish I could tell you. This is an interesting one. It's wordless with the exception of the titling and something about the stork. But I do like the pen work on that. Very delicate. And then mixing in the probably like a watercolor wash type thing. And he does it here too. You can see the frog, and the stork goes after the frog. And the storks are all eating frogs. And then, of course, the bulldozer comes along. Then the roller. You still have a couple frogs. Then you got frogs that get smeared in the road because they've paved it over. And then the storks start dying. So that would be another conspiracy. This one is a single. I don't know who the character is here. I don't know who the individual is. My guess it has something to do with German politics. Okay. Another German one. Something about Tic Tacs. Okay. This is a interesting one. And I don't know all of my German, but I do know the word gender. I do know the word chemtrails. And chemtrails are a big thing on the conspiracy minds in the Germans. Notice we've got, possibly chemtrails on the cover. We've got 9/11. I mean, we don't see people doing these types of pieces. A rather rude look at what clearly is a Jewish individual. No, it's a reptile. No, and the guy's basically saying it's himself. And then they bring up Nazi aliens, and then you can see the Hitler mustaches come out. Very interesting. Anyway, and again, we're back on chemtrails. I'm not sure about this one, but I appreciate the different types of cartooning. I love the formatting. A lot of single panel stuff using the small page in that way. Something about Polska, that would be Poland. And I don't know what it is. Then this one is a fumetti type thing. You got the dog, you got the sheep, you've got the human. It says, "For God's sake, Trevor, always you with that conspiracy stuff." And it says, "I'm telling you, the man and the dog are definitely working together." Yeah, well, they are. This one you can see again, chemtrails. But you also see stuff about aliens. You see stuff about Nazis with 3 eyes, it looks like. The Twin Towers from 9/11. Looks like something about astronauts and pyramids. Yeah, that's an Illuminati pyramid there. That's deep into conspiracy world. And then this is one about religion, it says. I'm not sure exactly again. This one was interesting. It says, I'll read the beginning of it. It says, I'm holding in my hand a copy of Eternals #1, cover dated July 76, written and drawn by Jack Kirby, arguably the most influential comic artist of the 20th century. Don't bother trying to find a copy yourself. They've all been disposed of by the secret controllers of Earth. It's part of the conspiracy. And then this person kind of goes all tinfoil hat about about aliens influencing human civilization, which is basically the premise of the Eternals. And then you've got some stuff about Kubrick, and you've got stuff about, and you got, I mean, it's wild. It's wild. And obviously, I don't think we're meant to believe that, but it is kind of fun just to roll all the way down the conspiracy trail. The moon. This one, we've got the aliens coming down onto the moon, shooting the astronaut, and the guy lying in bed scared for his life and for existence. This one's about, that one's about mermaids. Have you noticed? All sorts of little conspiracies, I guess. So better be prepared. X-ray cameras, crash defensive whip chain, mythological protection, glass smasher tires. This is all an illusion. We just think we're two brains in a jar. We're actually two brains in a jar. The worst Matrix ever. Yeah, that would be. I like the antenna. That's from Berlin, of course. On the 26th of September 2015, a top secret conference took place in Berlin by the Bilderberg Group. And so you've got all these different conspiracy things going on, and kind of wild. And then you get into this bit, where that certainly looks like Rupert Murdoch. That certainly looks like Donald Trump. Paris Hilton, maybe? I'm not sure I know who the others are. Not sure I really want to. Is that Bono? Looks like they're all on an acid trip or something at this point. But anyway, yeah, the conspiracies just keep rolling and rolling. Kind of some neat underground artwork. That is very reminiscent of the, not Jaime, but Gilbert Hernandez, some of the stuff he did in Love and Rockets. Putin, yeah. Wow. This is wild. And then a couple small strips to close it out. So yeah, Renate 23 is an inside job. Fascinating look at some really interesting stuff coming out of Berlin. So that's it. FANzine Live World Zines. Renate 23. I've got a Renate 24. It has nothing to do with conspiracies. At some point, we'll take a look at that one. But for now, I think that's it. Thank you so much for watching. Certainly opened my eyes, hoping it did yours too. And I will catch you next time.